Welcome race fans here to the Daytona International Speedway as we are getting ready for race number 17 of the 2016 NASCAR Spring Cup Series season. We are live here from Daytona, the Daytona International Speedway for tonight's Coke 0400, a 20-lap event. On the front row you have the number 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the pole for the second time in 2016 with his Tax Slayer sponsorship on board, alongside the number 24 rookie Chase Elliott in the Napa Chevrolet. Row 2, the number 5 of Casey Kane, and the 16 of Greg Biffle. And row 3, the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, and 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And as you can tell, all four Hendrick Chevrolets inside the top 5. And then you have a couple of Rouse Fords right in there with them on the outside lane. Matt Kenseth and Ryan Newman, Kyle Larson, and Kyle Busch, your top 10 here at Daytona. We had a total of 45 entries, and 2 drivers did not qualify for the event. Last night, you saw Joey Logano pick up his second Xfinity win of the year last night in the Subway Firecracker 250. Who will it be tonight at Daytona? Will somebody clinch a spot in the playoffs? Will somebody grab their first win of the year? Will somebody pick up their first career win in the NASCAR Spring Cup Series? We're about to find out as we go racing here from Daytona. Let's take it down to track size so we can get the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines are fired, the fans are in their stands, getting ready for a great show here at Daytona. 43 cars firing up their engines and are now leaving pit lane. At the top of your screen, your starting grid, rolling across the screen, and the number 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr., the number 24 of Chase Elliott. That will be your front row as we go racing here for the 17th time in 2016. Dale Jr. looking for his first win of the year. You have Greg Biffle looking for his first win of the year. Ryan Newman, the last time we were at Daytona, Ryan Newman won the Daytona 500 for the second time in his career. Could he possibly sweep the races here at Daytona in 2016? Over the past decade, normally the winner of the Daytona 500 did not really find that much success in the Coke 0400. We saw it last year with Joey Logano. Won the 500 last year, but got in an early wreck in the beginning of the race and never really got a good finish. What will we see today? Dale Jr., the Tax Slayer Chevrolet, and Chase Elliott, the Napa Chevrolet on the front row. We'll be right back with the green flag. Still not making their way in turns 3 and 4. A 20-lap race, just like the Xfinity race last night. Rounding out the field, Michael Annett, Brett Moffitt, Alex Bowman, but all 43 cars have a shot to win tonight. But who will it be? Dale Jr. and Chase Elliott, your front row, coming down to the green flag. You're underway in the Coke 0400 from Daytona. And a pretty even start at the front. Jr. and Elliott side by side, and the first guy to make it 3 wide, the 20 of Matt Kenseth. And to move to the inside of that is on the inside of the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, the 2 Brad Keselowski and his teammate Ryan Blaney now on the inside lane and going for the lead instead of helping his teammate Dale Jr. Here comes that 5 of Casey Kane to the bottom. They'll have help from the 20 Matt Kenseth, the 2 of Brad Keselowski, 3 wide as they go down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Elliott, the rookie, trying to get out in front on the outside lane. Junior in the middle with his teammate Jimmy Johnson. On the bottom, Casey Kane and Matt Kenseth making their way out of turn number 4. Down to the line. It'll be 19 to go this time by, and leading lap number 1 at Daytona. Give it to Casey Kane in the 5. Now, what we saw in last night's Xfinity race is 3 wide racing for a good portion of the race last night, if I can remember correctly. And now Kane, he got such a great push with that 20 of Kenseth, he may be able to get out and clear the outside line. He does. Kane moves how to pick up Chase Elliott. Now trying to block the middle lane with Dale Jr. Can he get back to the bottom in time to block Kenseth? He tried to, but a little bit too late. And now here comes that 20 of Matt Kenseth. Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick all lined up on the bottom of the track, making away at a turn number 4. And now leading lap number 2 at Daytona, give it to the 20 of Matt Kenseth. Now once he got the lead, he went up to pick up Casey Kane, but now Keselowski on the inside. Yes, he momentum, and now here comes even more momentum by the 3 of Austin Dillon. A runner-up in last night's race, Austin Dillon. You got Kevin Harvick, got rookie Brian Scott, Trevor Bayne, Joey Logano, Jamie McMurray, Clint Boyer, last week's winner at Infineon, AJ Allmendinger, Brian Vickers, and Elliott Sadler, all in this pack. You got Michael McDowell at the very end. This lead pack in that number 95. And now to the lead goes the 3 of Dillon. And now you got the 4 Kevin Harvick on the bottom. Remember last year at Daytona, coming to the checkered flag, Dale Jr. got the win. Kevin Harvick, though, ended up turning Denny Hamlin in the tribal, and then we saw that big crash. Austin Dillon up in the catch fence. Not a pretty ending to that Coke 0400 1 year ago. But how about the 29 Brian Scott? He dominated the Xfinity race here last year. We got turned in the outside wall late in the race by Elliott Sadler, and costed him what could have been his first career Xfinity win. And I tell you what, nobody's been able to keep that lead today. They're 3 wide like they were in the Xfinity race, but really not for the lead, as seems like every time a driver would get to the lead, they try to go up and pick up the outside lane, but just can't really keep that momentum. And here comes that inside line. Trevor Bayne, Joey Logano, Jamie McMurray, 3 former Daytona winners, all in the Daytona 500, but never in a Coke 04. Well, McMurray does have a win here in the July race back in 2007. So now put the number 6 of Trevor Bayne out in front of the field. And remember, you talk about the chase. Trevor Bayne, a win today would be huge for that Roush Fenway Racing number 16. But then you got Joey Logano, a driver who's already clocked himself a spot in the chase by winning last weekend at Michigan, which was his second win, or 2 weeks ago at Michigan, which was his second win. Jamie McMurray, a guy who right now is in the chase based on points. Clint Boyer grabbed his first career win at Furniture Road Racing last weekend at Infineon. He's now trying to make it 3 wide. And I'd like to apologize for some of the little lag we're seeing. It's kind of hard to get it lag free, if you know what I mean. At the very end of 34, of Brett Moffitt starting to lose to pack a little bit, trying to keep up. You have Dakota Armstrong back here, Alex Bowman and Bobby Labonte, Eric Almirola, Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman, he started back in, was it 8th place, and he's now all the way back here outside the top 35. You have Ricky Stenhouse, Greg Biffle had a great qualifying run. So they're all the way back here. You have Casey Kane in the 5. All these cars, this is such a big pack. If one driver makes a mistake and gets out of hand, gets out of shape, that's going to be a big pile up. And then you have Elliott Sadler. I believe he has 2 top 10s this year. Both were at Daytona and Talladega. Right now he's up here trying to get 3rd. Now you have Brian Vickers in that 15, runner-up here in this race a couple of years ago to Eric Almirola, but it's now the 47 of AJ Allmendinger leading at Daytona. And we have been clean and green ever since, but now Denny Hamlin now. You see that 11 trying to make it 4 wide, or he's just trying to get air on the nose of his Toyota. And how about Michael McDowell in this lead pack? You have Matt DiBenedetto, Michael Annett, Landon Castle, Justin Allgaier, all lined up on the inside lane, going to the front. Brian Vickers leading the middle lane, Allmendinger up top with Clint Boyer. Denny Hamlin still trying to make that inside line on the inside of Elliott Sadler. I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do right there. I'm guessing it'd be the smart thing to do would be just to try to get some air on the nose, because you really don't want to make it 4 wide at Daytona, because that really will work. Especially late in the race here at Daytona, when the tensions will be going up and just highly a lot more aggressive driving. And now we have Elliott Sadler came down low, and he's now on the inside, and he's going to the lead. He leads that lap. Now he has Denny Hamlin and Michael McDowell. They're 3 wide for the lead. Allmendinger, Vickers, and Sadler. Dale Jr. Polson are right there in the middle lane. He's kind of been stalled out now. Got pushed to the outside lane, but now what we're starting to see now is that 3 wide for the lead, and really nobody can really have a good advantage now because they've been 3 wide for a while now. Sadler, Vickers, and Allmendinger. You know, you go back to that Sprint Unlimited at the beginning of the year. A.J. Allmendinger nearly won that race, but he was in that late race drama with McMurray, Menard, and Johnson, and did not get the win. Denny Hamlin right there behind the 9 of Elliott Sadler. Hamlin took the checker flag at Auto Club Speedway, and a second win tonight at Daytona. Not only it would be his first career win at Daytona in the NASCAR Spring Up Series, but that would be enough to possibly get him a spot in the chase. Now Vickers went up to block Allmendinger. Sadler to the middle. Here comes Denny Hamlin on the bottom. As we are just now about to pass the halfway point in this race, it'll be 10 down, 10 to go. Now you see Trevor Bayne looking to the inside of Joey Logano right there on the right rear corner panel, that number 22. Scratch that left side corner panel, and now Boyer, McMurray, Allmendinger, Sadler so close together there in the tribal. And how about that 95 Michael McDowell going for the lead in that Levon Family Racing Chevrolet. 95 team started out as a 4-team switch to Chevrolet early in the year. And how about, look at all these underfunded teams. You have Matty Benedetto, Michael Annette, Landon Castle, Justin Allgaier, Casey Mears. Not far back, the 23 of David Gilliland. Back here, Bobby Labonte, Dakota Armstrong, and Brett Moffitt really have lost the draft now. But now going for the lead, the Levon Family Racing number 95, Michael McDowell. Don't forget about that 55, David Reagan. David Reagan knows how to go to victory lane at Daytona. He has a couple in here back in 2011. Nearly won the Daytona 500 back in 2011. But we all remember that restart that he ended up crossing lanes right before the finish line on a late restart. Got penalized. David Reagan pushing Michael McDowell. Denny Hamlin leading the middle lane. Brian Vickers up top in the outside lane. And we'll be coming down to 8 laps remaining. This time by, there's still 3 wide. And here comes David Reagan. He had a pretty good run there off turn number 4 to maybe make it 4 wide. And Hamlin and McDowell nearly made contact. 8 to go at Daytona for Brian Vickers. He leads that lap. But this is over a 40-car pack, 3 wide, over 15 rows deep here at Daytona. Unbelievable racing, 3 wide for the lead, and you had the underdog like Michael McDowell up front, and Vickers and Hamlin making contact. Down the back straightaway they go. Oh, they're 4 wide now. Here comes that 95 McDowell, Hamlin, Vickers, and Allmendinger up top. But Vickers moves back up the track to pick up the 47, and they will go back to 3 wide racing here. McDowell, Reagan to Benedetto. Could a underdog win here at Daytona? He has so many lined up on the inside lane, but really nowhere to go. The 3 wide, the track is all blocked up with these 3 different lanes. There's really nowhere to go, and no lane can really get an advantage. Right now, as you can tell right here, the inside lane has the advantage coming off the corner, but once they get down the straightaway into the turn 3, that's where the outside line finds their momentum. Brian Vickers and A.J. Allmendinger. Now, we had this last night in the Xfinity race, and you see David Reagan has a pretty good run on McDowell. Here they go, 4 wide. Possibly 4 wide for the lead. Does Reagan back out of it? Does he go below the yellow line? He's going to make contact with McDowell. Contact is made. Comes back up the track. Collects Sadler, Annette, and Castle below the yellow line. They keep it together. No caution. No wrecks. They keep it together. But now you have Denny Hamlin, Brian Vickers, A.J. Allmendinger, McDowell, and Reagan in your top 5. What a great save back here. And some of these guys back here, like, you know, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, they had to get out the gas because they thought it was going to be a wreck. And now they were kind of a little bit behind. Yep, 8 ball now, and they're still 4 wide. And there they go. Allgaier's around. Clint Boyer made contact. Mears gets into him. And this is going to be a big pileup as Blaney comes in. Allgaier back up the track into Brian Scott. And we are under yellow here now, and this will set us up for a gray and white checker. Brett Moffitt, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And Denny Hamlin was the leader at line. Paul Menard. Caution flag waves here at Daytona. They nearly got it all sorted out, but under yellow, and probably send us to overtime, and we're going to go back and see what happened. Really, let's go back to with the 55-minute 4 wide. David Reagan. This is what really sparked or ignited this wreck, and he's going to end up turning the 95 on McDowell down the track, nearly into the grass. And watch this driving by all these guys like Michael Annett, Lanny Castle. See, Reagan's going to come back up the track into Matt DiBenedetto. He gets turned into Elliott Sadler and Clint Boyer. And then Michael Annett, Lanny Castle, they must have went down below the yellow line because they thought it was going to be a wreck or something. And then they're able to merge safely up the track. But then that's not going to be the end of all the mess that was going on. That is the 51 Justin Allgaier. Had a top 5, I believe, at Talladega in that 51. Not going to get the finish he was hoping for today, as we are under yellow. Once Allgaier made contact with Clint Boyer. See, Boyer's coming up through the middle. They're 4 wide right here, and you know 4 wides are really going to work, mainly coming off the corners. And there's Dale Jr. on the outside lane of that 88 car, and right in front of Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch, Mears, all trying to get through it, and they nearly saved it, but here comes Allgaier back up the track in front of Brian Scott and Kurt Busch, Logano, Kevin Harvick, a lot of big names, Martin Truex Jr., Tony Stewart, making his final start here at Daytona for Tony Stewart, and here's the 17 around. So right now, Denny Hamlin, A.J. Allmendinger, Brian Vickers, and Michael McDowell. What we could probably get best is a 1-lap dash. That is if we can end it at the scheduled distance 20 laps. If not, we will go overtime. Hopefully we can go the scheduled distance, because I don't really want to do all that extra work, if you know what I mean. Do we go back green? Yes, we will. We will go back. We will have a 1-lap dash. Denny Hamlin, A.J. Allmendinger, Brian Vickers, Michael McDowell, and David Reagan, Matt DiBenedetto, Brad Keselowski, Jamie McMurray, Elliott Sadler, and Michael Annett. Look at all these names up here. This is unbelievable for some of these teams like Annett and Landon Castle, Matt DiBenedetto. Regan Smith is 12th. Eric Almirola, Dale Jr., who has damage, is 14th, and Casey Mears. Trevor Bayne, Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Larson, David Gilliland, and Ryan Blaney. Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman, Carl Edwards, Casey Kane, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, Bobby Labonte, Kevin Harvick, Joe Logano, and Martin Truex Jr. top 30, followed by Matt Kenseth, Dakota Armstrong, Greg Biffle, Alex Bowman, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Tony Stewart, Paul Menard, and Austin Dillon. Out of the race are Brian Scott, Kurt Busch, Justin Allgaier, Clint Boyer, and Brett Moffitt. Boyer, very lucky that he got his win at Infineon, or this would really hurt him in the points. So it would be 1 lap. Denny Hamlin, does he hang on and score his 2nd win of the year? Does A.J. Allmendinger, or Brian Vickers, or even Michael McDowell or David Reagan possibly clinch a spot in the chase? Or at least get their first career win, or maybe their first win of the year? About to find out. Coming down to the green flag. Who will it be? 1 lap away from the checkered flag. We're back underway at Daytona. Nice jump by Denny Hamlin. But Hamlin, is he a sitting duck? Vickers right there behind Allmendinger, giving him a little push. Getting into turn number 1. Vickers go high. McDowell not really close enough to do anything with him. But here comes the run by Allmendinger. Keselowski to the bottom on the inside of Matt DiBenedetto. Down the back straightaway they go. Here comes the 47. A.J. Allmendinger on the inside lane. Vickers goes with Denny Hamlin, a fellow Toyota teammate. Does that help the 11 car? Here comes McDowell on the inside. Denny Hamlin and A.J. Allmendinger are side by side as they come off turn number 4. Who will have the advantage coming down to the line? It's a drag race, door to door. Down to the checkered flag is out, And AJ Allmendinger is going to grab the win here at Daytona. The little dinger AJ Allmendinger grabs his second career win in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series here at Daytona in a photo finish with Denny Hamlin. And that is pretty much the win that he needed to maybe make the chase. He becomes the 12th different winner in 2016. AJ Allmendinger gets it done at Daytona. And how about Michael McDowell, third? Brian Vickers and Brad Keselowski, top 5 finishes. Matty Benedetto, a top 10. Landon Castle, a top 10. Michael Annett, a top 15. I mean, this is really going to help a lot of teams in the owner points. David Gilliland, 19th. What a great story here at Daytona. AJ Allmendinger timed it perfectly. Got a little bit of drafting help from Michael McDowell, which really set him off to have a run to the checker flag. Hamlin had his Toyota teammate Brian Vickers behind him. Just not enough to get it done. And down to the line, it was a 47 of AJ Allmendinger, who grabs his second career win, his first oval win in NASCAR. He has a couple of wins in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, but his first oval win, and he comes here at Daytona in a great finish. And he gets a little bit of redemption from of what could have been a Sprint Unlimited win for AJ Allmendinger. That is the finish, kind of like what we saw in the in some of the other Daytona races we've seen this year, side by side. But tonight, it's AJ Allmendinger, Denny Hamlin, Michael McDowell, Brian Vickers, and Brad Keselowski, your top 5 at Daytona. What a great job of the 47 of Allmendinger. And, I mean, this win, puts him in the All-Star race for next season. Most likely, it'll put JTG Doherty Racing in the chase for the second time in their career. I mean, this is going to be a big win for AJ Allmendinger. And a great big story for that 47 team, but then you got Michael McDowell, Landon Castle, Matty Benedetto. Matty Benedetto getting great point states for their teams, trying to get inside that top 35 in owner points as we go to Kentucky next weekend. I mean, this is going to be a big story for AJ Allmendinger as he is your winner in the Coke 0400 at Daytona. On your screen, your results in your chase grid from the Coke 0400 is on your screen now. And next weekend, the NASCAR February Truck Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series will be live from Kentucky. Next weekend, the Kentucky Speedway, and we'll be looking forward to that race number 18 of the year, the Quaker State 400. Till then, congrats to AJ Allmendinger on his first win of the year, his second win of his career here at Daytona. We'll see you next weekend at Kentucky. Until then, goodbye, everyone.